Couldn't you have merged this episode with Doodle Dimension in some way so that they used the ink for writing and drawing there? Or have Squidward build up his own fountain pen empire? Or, I don't know, anything that doesn't involve having the citizens of Bikini Bottom drink the ink? Shoot, I just made them a slogan, didn't I?
Anything to appease the YouTube algorithm. By the way, licorice, oh my god. By the way, Lucas literally skips over Katoons' interjection here, therefore keeping this part in pointless.
Patrick's suddenly actually interested in improving his business. Great character consistency here.
Scares Squidward into making more ink with him ripping off his whole skin in front. Feels just like old season 6 times, doesn't it?
I never understood why these cartoon reviewing retards constantly spurg out over gross out in a cartoon.
And this is the definition of a non-interjection.
How so? He's brought up a pattern that many animation fans spurg out over grosser scenes or humor, regardless of the show. It's arguable that SpongeBob shouldn't use this kind of humor, though a change in humor style isn't automatically a bad decision. Oh, and SpongeBob has had gross out humor since the start, so...
All this is just saying, my opinion's always fact.
Fix your audio mixing. The carnival music's louder than the other tracks played.
And just cutting back to the original video. You could have cut this from the original video, and nothing of substance would have been lost.
Same applies if you removed the interjection you didn't comment over if it had nothing to do with your argument.
The line at his lemonade stand got even bigger since, and so he gets a gigantic spider, which again is just kinda there.
Yeah, because nitpicking the episode on how illogical it is, even though it's fucking SpongeBob, is definitely the way to go.
It's forced into the episode. If you don't understand why this is an issue, then you can go grow a brain cell.
I don't understand, and brain cells grow quickly for some. Probably not you, moron.
I can understand where you're coming from, Katoons, if Cosmodor pulled a Mr. Enter and dwelled on the giant spider for, let's say, at least 30 seconds, but he didn't.
And this goes on for roughly 3 minutes of Patrick just chasing Squidward around, finding new ways to scare him and make him lose more and more ink. This ranges from disguising as a ghost to a big pink baby with a Squidward nose and building a life-size puppet in Squidward's likeness. I seriously can't remember the last time Patrick was portrayed as so malicious, so keen on completely destroying Squidward, so driven by the thought of squeezing even the last drop of ink out of him.
You think Patrick is being represented as malicious? No, he isn't, and it's shit like this that makes me wonder if you even saw the episode. It's clear that they're portraying Patrick as this dumbass that is just trying to do whatever he can to make his lemonade business work.
Not as this evil, this evil tyrant trying to kill Squidward. Like, what the hell are you even talking about?
Hey, Katoons, if you screw up on your line delivery, you can either just re-record or edit it out.
Retake yourself. You also completely ignored an actual argument you could have debunked. Quite a non-interjection that is, huh?
Okay, a little bit of context before my next point. Cosmodor complains about how Patrick had no motivation to make his lemonade stand and had no motivation to be as mean-spirited as he was.
That's a little strange. Not to mention confusing, as you don't even show the context. Bad wording never helps.
With that out of the way, back to your regularly scheduled commentary.
Regularly. You can't even say regularly. Actually, that word is quite the tongue twister, so I don't blame you for mispronouncing it. Again though, retake yourself.
Where did this come from? Is it like a Patrick Smartpants or Karate Star type of deal, where he wasn't really himself all along? Or did he have some motivation beyond that, wanting to impress SpongeBob or something? Why would the normally peace-loving and actively work-avoiding Patrick suddenly be so interested in this? The episode doesn't give us any answers about this, because it just ends with Squidward realizing that this was also that Patrick and SpongeBob could sell their lemonade, and him then trying to sell his own too, which of course doesn't work, because Squidward is not allowed to have good things. And what did he do to deserve all of this?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He taunts and makes fun of Patrick for no reason. And even after he gets his comeuppance, he decides to ruin SpongeBob and Patrick's business and then tries to exploit innocent customers by selling his ink for a quick buck without giving a shit. But yeah, guys, he didn't do anything to deserve his fate. Squidward is a good little boy.
Proof. Do you have it? No? Well, crap, I guess the fact that you've shown it earlier in the video really means nothing in the long run.
This is one of the stupidest arguments I've ever heard. Because he's shown proof earlier, it doesn't remotely matter. Proof was shown, you admitted it, but shrugged it aside because it was shown near the beginning. I don't even remotely understand your thought process.
Okay, final thoughts? I'm not gonna lie. This is a good candidate for the worst commentaries of 2018.
So's yours, and I don't even really watch commentaries anymore.
You are either misconstruing points, or using logic that is too subjective to work.
Subjective logic? Throwing nuance and different experiences out the window right there, kid. Would you know how much of a response train there would be about subjective logic? God, you are weird. Anyway, final verdict. This commentary fails to strengthen any hope or trust I had within the commentary community. From the whiny delivery to the poor point structure and then some. And newsflash, you're not getting by if your commentary standards are this low. And to those who were asking, I had watched Lunatic the game's response before this was scripted, and I just thought it was alright. To me, a lot of points were missing, so I filled in some of the gaps. And I don't give a rat's ass if you've already disowned this Drek. Again, Lunatic's disappointing outing gave me a chance to sneak through with response of my own. If you want to be good in the commentary game, here are a few suggestions. First and foremost, change your stick bitch anime scum to a less overused medium. You seem to love Wacko's world, so why not switch to Wacko for a little while? Well, of course, until December, when and if Article 13 is proposed. Secondly, look through your script to seek out major mistakes. It's harder without a proofreader or secondary scriptwriter on hand, but your vision is still left intact and you would benefit. And finally, tone down the amount of non-interjections. And note to self, do the same. Your potential is there like most, but I have very low expectations for future projects. Hell, you're likely going to become someone like Pufferfish, somebody I only really checked out once and don't mention you much afterward. Diversity is what makes most communities stand out. I mean through personality, not through their fucking gender or racial identity. And you fail to differentiate from others in a good way. With all that crap being said, this is BracketNeutron signing off. Seriously though, please go contact your MEPs.